Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cooking from the Heart. I am your host, Danielle Motley Lewis, and I'm so glad to be with you today. Today, we have an amazing and an exciting show. Today's show is about hemp kids, and we have four mini chefs from across the country who will be joining us to share how they incorporate the plant into their daily lives. So I can't wait for those. Until we get to that part, let me give you a recap and let's go over what we learned during last month's show. So, for those of you who joined us last month, we know that hemp seeds are a great source of protein. We know that hemp seeds are extremely rich in vitamin E and omega 3, also rich in calcium and iron. So, this is an amazing superfood. And I can't wait to see the various ways that our chefs will display their talents and let us know how we can sprinkle a bit into our daily lives. Okay, so let me share a little bit about my journey with hemp foods, hemp seeds, and the plant. For those of you who may know me, you know I have a 22-month-old daughter. It still feels a little weird saying that. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, I received some information from the medical system, my doctors, that wasn't very hopeful. They didn't give me a lot of hope during my pregnancy. And the prognosis they gave my daughter was pretty grim. Despite that, my husband and I were adamant that we were going to trust in our faith and trust in God and believe that our child will be born healthy, beautiful, strong, and intelligent. And she was. While I was pregnant, there she is. She was 4 pounds. Oh my gosh. Very small, but very mighty. So that is my daughter, Isla Queen, as you can see on the screen there. And this is her just a few months ago. You can see she's got a little bit of her mama's personality and in her. So that's our girl, and that's how she's doing today. But while I was pregnant with her, I started having these dreams, okay? Because I told you, I received a prognosis, but I started dreaming about my little girl. And I started seeing my little girl run and walk through fields of green. And it wasn't until maybe about the 8th dream that I saw that this field of green was actually a field of hemp. So I took that and I was led to believe that God was telling me that I needed to incorporate the hemp plant into my daughter's life, which would aid in her development. So very early on, I started introducing hemp oil. And most recently, since I've connected with Hemp&fork, I started introducing homemade hemp milk into her diet. So I can tell you, and as you can see, she has been thriving. She has been defying all of the odds. And it's just a blessing to witness a miracle in action because of this miracle plant. So I have a very special guest with me here today who's going to tell you a little bit more of like the medical side of the cannabis plant, the medical side of hemp and what that all means and how that benefits our children. So let me take a moment and read her bio. Dr. Janice Von Knox, aka Dr. Janice Knox, or Dr. Mom, as I'm going to call her today. She is a board certified anesthesiologist, cannabinoid medicine specialist, and clinical endocannabinologist who believes in the power of healing. Dr. Janice is a wife, a mother, a physician, a best-selling author, and as we'll see today, a cannabis expert. Dr. Janice grew up fourth of 15 children in Richmond, California. She did her undergrad studies at the University of California, Berkeley, and her medical studies were at the University of Washington in Seattle, Washington. Janice uses her expertise, her experience, and her knowledge of cannabis therapeutics to help treat and relieve symptoms of chronic disease that traditional medicine has failed to conquer. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Janice Knox. Hi, Dr. Knox.
Hello, good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the country. But thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm extremely excited about sharing information here.
We are pleased to have you. So let's just jump right on in. There are a few things in your bio that I want to ensure that folks understand. So let's first tell us a little bit about your background and what is a clinical endocannabinologist.
Okay, so you did a very good job of preempting who I am. Yes, I grew up in Richmond, California, so I'm a Bay Area native, and went to University of Washington for medical school. And as a conventional medicine doctors, we learn the conventional medicine way. We learn about symptoms and treating symptoms. Fast forward to my being an anesthesiologist and getting ready to retire. And this is where it gets interesting because I did go to UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. And believe me, I never saw the plant. I didn't know anything about cannabis. I grew up in a very religious family where you didn't even spell the word drug. So going from there to where I'm now is sort of interesting. But after I got ready to retire from an anesthesiologist, that's when I got into the cannabis space, starting off in those clinics where we would give our signature for patients to get their cards. And I quickly realized that this was something bigger than just my signature, right? So I began to question why people wanted this plant. And when I found the medicinal benefits of this plant, the next question is, well, why isn't it used? So I read the congressional records and saw how it was demonized, went from being widely used to demonized and finally excluded from the American Pharmacopoeia. It had absolutely nothing to do with research or science. And then the next question for me became, okay, then how does it work? And when I found the physiology, now remember in medical school, we learned physiology first and then applicable pharmacology. I went the opposite direction. I learned the pharmacology of cannabis first and then the physiology. And that's when we understood, my family and I, that this was bigger than cannabis. It really was about the physiology, starting with the endocannabinoid system.
Yeah.
And the classic definition, I'll go over that a little bit later, but going on to the endocannabinologist, that is the person who studies the function and dysfunction of this endocannabinoid system as it pertains to both health and disease processes.
Yes. So you mentioned that how the plant was demonized. Do
Yes.
you think that that has aided in the fact that our country and our people are just so sick because the plant was demonized and kept away from us?
Absolutely. When you go back and you look at those, and I read the congressional records, remember, when you look at what happened in the 1930s and how the big industrialists and, manufacturers and politicians, ideologues, what they did to get rid of this plant that was so disruptive to the current industries like textile and paper with Randolph Hearst. You had nylon coming on board, and they had a vested interest in not getting rid of marijuana, but getting rid of hemp that had so many industrial uses. So it was demonized by using, marginalized populations, the Mexicans who brought marijuana across the border, or blacks and even the Asian populations. These people are demonized or used to demonize this plant, right? And then we get into the war on drugs and what that did to devastate it and take it a step further. It was a tool to manipulate and control the people. Now, before all this happened, hemp was widely grown and used and fed to the animals, right? So the meat we got from animals, we were able to get those phytocannabinoids into our bodies. When they demonized it and got rid of it, we no longer had that to put into our bodies. And when our bodies are stressed, and this goes back to describing what the endocannabinoid system is, but when our bodies are distressed, we need to replace it with something that's just like a vitamin D deficiency. You want to replace it with vitamin D. Well, if you know enough about the physiology and there's a deficiency in one of those substances, cannabis can be used to replace that substance.
Wow. I know you just dropped a huge bomb, a lot of knowledge on the folks that are listening out there. But there were two things that you mentioned that I want to make sure we clear up, especially when we got to talking about hemp and children. You mentioned marijuana, you mentioned hemp. Can you give us just a quick overview? What is the difference? And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's real interesting. It's an arbitrary difference, right? There are different, what we call chemovars, but the difference is a um, uh, sort of they put a limit on the amount of THC in hemp versus marijuana, and that artificial limit is zero point 0.3 in this country. It's 0.2 in England. So it's an arbitrary division between, marijuana and hemp. It's the same plant. It's the cannabis L sativa plant. If you grow a strain with less THC, it's going to be more fibrous, and you can use it for industrial uses, to growing it with more THC and some of the other cannabinoids, where now you're talking about a more medicinal plant. But it's one plant. It's cannabis sativa L plant with different varieties of that plant, but it's one plant. For our use, marijuana versus hemp, there's an arbitrary number that's been set to divide marijuana from what hemp is. So it's completely artificial.
Okay. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Now let's jump right in, because today's show is about hemp and kids. So tell us, what's been your experience about the benefits of the hemp plant with children?
Well, here's the thing. This is where I want to just take a little dive and tell you what the endocannabinoid system is, the classic definition. It's two receptors, CB1 and CB2 receptor. The enzymes that create what we call the endocannabinoids, those cannabinoid-like substances that our body makes, called endocannabinoids, because they're coming from our body. Phytocannabinoids are from the plant. And then, of course, we have our synthocannabinoids. So the system is the receptor, the endocannabinoids, and then the enzymes that create and break them down, right? So once again, when we have dysfunction of this system, and this is what's important, every living creature has an endocannabinoid system, including children.
Wait a minute. You've got to say that again. Every creature, dogs as well?
Animals.
Animals.
Every
Okay.
creature has an endocannabinoid system except the insect. So yes, children have endocannabinoid systems and have needs, right? So going back to those receptors, understanding the physiology, then you see why it makes sense why in some cases children may need some of these phytocannabinoids if they're deficient in those very endocannabinoids. And those deficiencies can come from what we call dysfunction of the endocannabinoid system, comes from genetics, aging, poor nutrition. This is a big one. Poor nutrition, pharmaceutical drugs, and environmental stressors. Those things throw our endocannabinoid system out of whack. And if there's a deficiency or excess, then we can use the phytocannabinoids that work on those very receptors to try to get that endocannabinoid system back to normal, where it's doing its job of, number one, and mainly maintain balance between all the physiological systems. Number two, to repair when damage has been done. And number three, to protect. So how does hemp come into that picture?
Yeah.
Well, this is where hemp, now depending on what you're talking about, because hemp seeds or hemp oil, if it's from the seed, do not have those phytocannabinoids that work on the receptor. So there's no THC usually in a hemp product. It may be high in CBD, but there's no THC. There's no cannabinoids, period, in the seeds itself. But what those seeds do have, and you listed them before, it has very major proteins, the polyunsaturated fatty acids, the essential amino acids, and anything that's essential or labeled essential means that our body doesn't make it. We have to bring it in from the outside. But fatty acids, amino acids, certain other nutrients like L-arginine and magnesium and calcium, you get all of these things in the hemp seed and hemp seed oil. And it's not only for food, but it's a health tool as well. Plenty of times we use it to help treat people with their blood pressure problems, their diabetes, because they do have effect on different other cells in the body. But it comes from really understanding that we are eating for our physiology, right? You are what you eat. And if
Yes, you are.
yeah, and if you're going to be stuck with a food on this earth, the one that you want, because it's so well rounded, it's going to be those hemp seeds.
Yes. My mother always told me, um, you eat to live, not live to eat.
That's
So
correct.
it's a blessing that we found these hemp seeds and incorporated it into our family. Before we let you go, share with us a few ways that you incorporate hemp into your cooking before we get to our chefs.
Oh, gee, I take it as a supplement in my smoothie every morning because I want that polyunsaturated fatty acid, number one. There's a certain ratio of omega-3, omega-6 to omega-3 the body calls for, and that's usually a 3-to-1 ratio, 4-to-1 at the max. And our foods are full of omega-6. But if you had that imbalance of that ratio, that means inflammation. That equates to disease processes. So you want to use an oil that has the right balance, has a better balance than fish oil and or flaxseed oil. I tell patients look for hemp seed oil. It's on the shelves in your store, your local store. You don't need a special permit or card to buy it, but it's something we all should use on a daily basis just to replace those essential nutrients. Once again, that word essential means the body doesn't make it. To replace that essential nutrients that we do not get anymore. Number one, because they took it away from the animals we eat. Instead, we put it full of hormones and antibiotics and stuff, and that's hurting us. That's helping us to be sick. But putting hemp seed oil back into our daily foods, cooking with it, have it for a salad dressing, and use seeds sprinkle on your oatmeal or your whatever it is you want to sprinkle it on. They taste, I eat about spoonfuls, but those are easy ways to use hemp seeds and hemp seed oil every day to give your body what you need. I guess the main message I want people to understand is don't wait till you get sick to understand the power of something like hemp seeds or hemp seed oil. It's a natural food. And the more we move toward natural, the better off we will be. And you had it absolutely right. It's a total body thing from spirituality down to physical health. It's going to help solidify all of those things that we've been missing in our nutrition and in our foods.
Indeed, it will. Thank you so much, Dr. Knox. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank
All
you.
right. So now that was a wealth of information. I hope you all have been taking notes. If not, you can, watch this again when it re-airs. Next, we are going to go out to, I believe he's in Chino Hills, California, to our first guest mini chef. Let me read his bio. Micah Ramirez is 11 years old. His friends would describe him as funny and cool. Micah loves mango, sushi, and the color red. And his favorite song is Rap God by Eminem. All right, Detroit, I see you. If Micah could have dinner with any famous person, it would be Juice World if he were still alive. I will Google who that is when this is over. And lastly, when Micah grows up, he wants to end world hunger. And that's something he can definitely do with this hemp plant. Please join me in welcoming Micah. Hello, Micah.
Hello.
I think we have a bit of an echo. While we're working on that, okay. How about? Well, let's get. Hello. Go ahead, Michael. You talk. Tell us who you are and what you're making for us today.
My name is Micah, and today I will be making a creamy cauliflower and hemp Alfredo sauce with pasta.
Oh, that sounds amazing. How are you inspired to create a dish like that?
Because I like pasta and Alfredo sauce.
Okay, all right. Well, let's walk us through your steps. How did you get started?
Well, first what do you mean by first started?
Well, what's the very first step that you're going to take to show us how you create your Alfredo dish?
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend the first part of the sauce.
Okay. All right. And
Alright,
what ingredients are inside of the blender?
It is 5 cups of chopped cauliflower, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1.5 cups of vegetable broth, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan right now. Here.
And how long do we mix that in the blender?
10 minutes. Now I have to mix the ingredients for the sauce inside the blender. So what we have in this container is the seasonings, which is salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. I'll put this in the blender. And now we have the hemp hearts, which I'm going to put in the blender. Oh. We have lime juice. And Parmesan cheese. And this is gonna get loud because it's a Vitamix. So yeah. Gosh.
Okay, so while he's mixing that, am I unmuted? Can you hear me? Okay. While he is mixing that, we're just gonna wait for all of that delicious goodness. Let's talk about our next thing that's coming up. So, okay. Okay, there we go. There's the shot. So is that the cauliflower that you see?
This is the cauliflower that I cooked. Yes, but and then I have to blend it right now to make the sauce.
Okay. I think I need to jump on the freeway and come down to your home for dinner. This sounds amazing and is in line with my diet. Well, as we heard earlier, there's so many different things that you can do with the hemp plant and the hemp food, the hemp seeds, as you can see. He's making an Alfredo sauce. So if you head over to our website on hemp&fork.com, there are plenty of recipes there, including this one.
Once it's creamy and all blended up, you're gonna put it back in the pan for a little bit so that it gets even more creamy and delicious with the but you also have to add the pasta to the sauce in the pan.
Okay, yes. Please jump on the plane and I will meet you at the airport. We are going to the Ramirez household. This is amazing. So what is that spaghetti that you're using?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So what is your first? Oh, go ahead.
It's linguine pasta.
Linguine.
What I'm using.
Big difference. That looks amazing. So Micah, tell us, how long have you been cooking?
I started liking cooking about maybe 2 to 3 months ago because my mom would order this Every Plate. It's called Every Plate, and it would bring like vegetables and sauces and everything to your house so that you could cook the meals, and it has instructions. So I would always do that, and then I would enjoy doing it. So that's why I like cooking.
That is awesome. So in just a few months, you're making pasta.
My dad, so that also might be some of the reason, and pancakes also.
Okay, Awesome, awesome. Pancakes. What? How do you like to top your pancakes?
I like fluffy pancakes.
Fluffy.
Tall, fluffy
Any
pancakes.
particular
Yeah.
fruit toppings or whipped cream or anything that you like to put on top?
Well, I like chocolate chips and strawberries and blueberries on top.
That sounds amazing. Next time, I'd love for you to sprinkle some hemp seeds on top and let me know how you like it.
Okay, I'll try that next time.
Okay. So is your dish ready?
Yes, it's ready. It's the sauce is all together in the pasta and everything's ready.
Okay, it looks amazing. Thank you so much, Micah.
And now I'm gonna taste it really quick.
Oh, okay, please do.
This is good, actually. It's very good. I like it.
Okay, is that
It's
your
a little
first
on the
time
sour side, but it's good.
Okay, a little sour side, so we need a little bit more salt or something to balance those flavors out?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
or some garlic, some whole garlic. I trust that you can dazzle it up a bit.
These are delicious. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much, Micah. We are going to get ready for our next chef. So we have a little bit of a transition. So our next chef is Mania Ramirez. She is 9 years old, also from Chino Hills, and her friends would describe her as funny and brave. Her favorite book is The Root Family's Very Special Garden, which is written by her very own mother. So we will hear more about that later on. Her favorite food is ramen, and her favorite color is green. When she grows up, she wants to end criminal behavior. It sounds like Mania and I have a lot in common. So we're going to give them a few minutes to transition in that kitchen. But while we're waiting, again, if you can head over to our website at www.hempandfork.com, you can find the recipe that Micah just created, the creamy cauliflower Alfredo. And, again, seasoned to your own desire, but you can find that recipe as well as many, many others. I also think that we have a discount code today. We will let you know that by the end of the show, but we will have a discount code available for folks and some freebies. So do we have anyone in the audience that is under the age of 15 who's watching? If you could just pop your name in the chat, we would love to see who's out there, what many spectators we have out there supporting our mini chefs today. So, and we will send you a bag of hemp hearts. All right. Now, next, let's see. We're ready. We're ready. Hello, Mia.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Okay, awesome. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. What will you be preparing for us today?
Today I will be preparing paleo hemp seed bread.
Paleo hemp seed bread. Okay. I cannot wait to see this. Please tell us what's in your bowl.
So what's in the bowl? First, I'm going to be showing you the dry ingredients, which are 2 cups of almond flour, which are right here. And I'm going to be dumping them into the bowl.
Okay.
And then 1/2 a cup of coconut flour.
Coconut flour.
And then 1/3 a cup of hemp hearts. And then you're going to put your salt and baking soda into it.
So how much baking soda do we have there?
1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon. Okay. For everyone out there taking notes.
Then you're going to take half of your butter.
Okay.
Your milk and butter.
Milk and butter. So the butter has been melted for us?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So is this bread going to be savory or will it be sweet?
I think it might be a mixture of both, kind of.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to see it. So what is your next step?
You're going to stir it up with an oversized fork.
Okay. So does that help get the clumps out using the fork instead of a spoon?
Yes.
Okay. So I see that you have a bread pan prepared there. Is it lined with any type of oil or anything?
It's covered with butter.
Coated with butter, so more butter. I'm coming to the Ramirez home this evening so I can get me some of this yummy bread and that pasta. Please continue.
Ingredients, which are 4 eggs.
Okay. So are the eggs? I see that you've cracked the eggs. Are the eggs beaten already slightly, or is that not necessary?
No.
They were supposed to be, but that's okay. It won't change the recipe, right?
Okay, awesome. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. So for those of you who are taking notes out there, we have all of our ingredients in the bowl, and the eggs are slightly beaten. Yes, Bianca, I feel you. I'm all about this as well. I have been sort of following the paleo lifestyle for several years now. Okay. So the code that the discount code will be available at the end of the show, and it is Hemp Kids. I believe it's 20% off. Hemp Kids 20% out. The discount code Hemp Kids. So order your hemp heart so that you can make your cauliflower Alfredo and your paleo hemp seed bread. And who is that we have making a cameo behind you? Who is that, Mania? I believe that's the author of the Root Family Special Garden. Okay.
Now you put it in the oven for 30 minutes. But from the magic of speedy time, here's the bread.
Okay, that looks amazing. It looks perfect. And there's hemp seeds and hemp goodness all throughout.
I'm now going to try it.
Okay.
That's actually good.
Okay. They're so surprised. That's actually good. So there we go. We have another snack that we can serve our kids this summer while they're home. Thank you so much, Monique, for listening. Before you go, though, thank you. Before you go, is the author of the Root Family Special Garden available?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your book.
I believe so.
Hello.
I put my eyebrows on for this. This was so much fun, Danielle. Oh my goodness.
I'm so glad that you guys could make it. So the name of the book, again, is The Root Family's Very Special Garden, correct? Where can viewers find this book?
It's the Root Family's Very Special Garden. It is loosely based on some of the people you see here on this screen, and you can get it at MsKindness.com.
Okay. All right. And the book is about the hemp plant, correct? And
So the book is about a family who works together and they grow a beautiful garden, a garden that includes all of the things that our bodies need to achieve homeostasis, which includes companion plants, fruits and vegetables, and the cannabis plants, which, yes, some of our plants in the book are CBD rich and some of them are THC rich.
okay, thank you so much. So head to misskindness.com to order the book. Thank you, Ramirez family.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Hemp&fork, and thank you, Danielle.
Next, we are going to go to Florida. We're headed to Orlando, Florida. Our first guest chef in Orlando, Florida is Brooklyn Range. Brooklyn Range is 8 years old, and her friends would describe her as nice and fun. She loves to read, and her favorite color is pink. We're already connected because that's my favorite color as well. When she grows up, she wants to help the unhoused population find homes and resources and prevent and eliminate homelessness across the country and even in the world. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Brooklyn Range. We have a lot of bags of hemp hearts out there. Hello, Brooklyn. Hello. How are you?
Good.
That's amazing. What are you going to prepare for us today?
A fruit smoothie.
A fruit smoothie. Okay, what kind? What kind of fruit will you be using?
I'll be using pineapple, dragon fruit, mango, guava juice, and my dad's special hemp hearts.
Your dad's special hemp hearts. I cannot wait. That sounds exciting. So dragon fruit, tell us a little bit, what is dragon fruit exactly? I know it's a fruit, but what does it taste like? What is the texture? Can you tell us?
Sweet.
Sweet? My kind of fruit. Okay, so you can go ahead and get started blending that yummy goodness. How often do you have fruit smoothies?
I have it twice a week.
Twice a week? Okay. And do you use this very same recipe?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Will you be mixing it up for us today?
Yes.
Okay. You can go right ahead. I'm waiting on you.
First, we're going to start with the pineapple.
Okay.
Add 1 cup of pineapple.
Now, is pineapple your favorite fruit?
Kind of. I like mango.
Kind of? You like mango. Everyone loves mango. Okay.
I love mango.
Awesome.
Then I'm going to add a cup of dragon fruit.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add another cup of mango.
Okay. Do you ever add any vegetables to your smoothies?
When I make a vegetable smoothie.
Okay, but you never blend the two, maybe like a pineapple, apple, and spinach smoothie with hemp hearts? No? Okay, no worries. That's just me. I'm the weird one here. Okay, carry on.
Then I'm going to put guava juice in.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of hemp hearts, tablespoons of hemp hearts.
3 tablespoons. So do we know how many tablespoons of hemp hearts, how many grams of protein rather are in 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts? Do we know that?
9 grams.
9 grams. So there's 9 grams of plant-based protein in the hemp hearts that you're adding to that smoothie. That's definitely a meal. So is that recommend one serving that's recommended each day, the 3 tablespoons?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
how
what else? Oh,
that's what my dad tells me.
okay. All right. Well, he may be right. We're not sure. We'll Google it and see.
I'm gonna add some ice.
Okay. You're teaching me a lot, Brooklyn. Go right ahead. So how many servings will you be able to get with this recipe here? Is that enough for just you or others?
2 to 3 cups.
Okay.
My family likes smoothies.
Yes. Okay. Do you ever make them for your family or just for yourself?
Yes, I make them for the family.
Okay. What else do you cook for your family?
I cook things with hemp hearts with my dad.
Okay. Tell me, what's the last thing that you and your dad prepared using the hemp and fork hemp hearts?
Plantains.
Plantains. I'm gonna need that recipe. We're gonna have to post that recipe to hempandfork.com. So, all right, everyone watching, you have a new recipe coming your way. We're gonna have to post that. Go right ahead. You can blend, Brooklyn.
It'd be very loud.
Okay. So she is going to be muted for just a minute while her smoothie mixes. And it doesn't look like I had anyone under the age of 15, but that's okay. Under the age of 50? Anyone out there under the age of 50? One free bag of hemp hearts? Throw your name in the chat and we will send you out a bag of free hemp hearts.
And this is what it looks like.
Okay. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Brooklyn. Enjoy it. So we're going to get ready for perfect. We're going to get ready for our next chef. Our next chef is also in Orlando, Florida. His name is Royal Range. Royal is 10 years old, and his friends would describe him as cool and kind. He loves hanging out with his best friend Eli, and his favorite color is black. So I know I said mine was pink, but black is more slimming. So I love to wear black too. So we're on the same page, Royal. When he grows up, he wants to educate and educate others to conserve the environment. All right, so Mr. Royal Range, he's almost ready. We're going to give him a few moments to transition. But while we're waiting on him, I think we have someone in the comments that's under 50, Miss Crystal Alicia Michelle. We are going to send you a bag of Hemp and Forks hemp hearts. So please expect that in your mailbox. I would say DM me, but I know who you are, so I will DM you and get your address. So thank you so much for tuning in with us today. I hope that you all have learned a lot from not only Dr. Knox and took notes, but from our chefs as well. While the kiddos are still here and, well, still in your home, not in mine, still in your home, waiting to go back to school, you have some quick and easy delicious meals that you can prepare for them that contain the hemp seed and utilizing this hemp plant. So, all right, are we ready for Mr. Royal Range to make his debut? We need a little bit more time. That's not a problem. Bianca, okay, you're 42, not a problem. We can send you a bag as well. Now I will ask you to send us a message. Send us a message and we'll send you out a bag. I may do another giveaway for folks over 50. So for those who may be 55, 52, we'll let you know by the end of the show. But the two winners, I have Crystal, Alicia, Michelle. What a beautiful name, by the way. And we also have Bianca. So congratulations to you two ladies. All right. So we're giving Royal a little bit more time. I feel like I need dance music or something to keep us all occupied. All right. Hemp Kids is our discount code. Again, that's for 20% off. That will be available starting immediately up until next Thursday. So that will be live for a week. You can get 20% off your order. So please use Hemp Kids if you head over to hemp&fork.com. All right, we are ready for Mr. Royal Range. He is our last guest mini chef. Hello, hello, Mr. Range.
Hi.
Hello, what will you be preparing for us today?
Hemp milk.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Hemp milk.
Hemp milk, okay. Chocolate hemp. So after I leave the other household, I need to fly to Florida and enjoy some chocolate hemp milk with you this evening. I can't wait. What's the first step that you take to make your hemp milk? What ingredients are you using?
Hey, I couldn't change my name, but my name is Royal, not Brooklyn.
Yes, yes, Mr. Royal Range.
On the screen.
Okay, so I think he may have some dates down there. Maybe a little bit of sweetener, vanilla extract, and we will wait to see if they can refresh. Unfortunately, it looks like he's frozen. All right, so while we're waiting on Mr. Royal Range, okay, I guess who was the person who was under 60? We had someone else. We got one more bag of hemp hearts to give out to the person who's under 60. So I think there was a 55-year-old I remember saying who popped up. Just send us a message and let us know that you've been here. We would love to send you a bag of hemp hearts. Okay. So now we are transitioning back to the Range household. We have, hello.
Hi, everybody. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty over here. We just got a crazy rainstorm that just knocked out the internet on all of the devices. So give us a couple seconds and we'll be right back up. Royal is super excited to bring his hemp heart or hemp milk, chocolate hemp milk, to the show. So give us a couple seconds and I think we will be set up just back here in just a second, all right? So give me a second and I'll be right back.
Okay, not a problem. I'm still giving away hemp hearts. We have Bianca, Crystal, and there was someone else who told me that they were 55. So whoever you are, message me again so that we can send you out your free bag. And again, for those who are tuned in, make sure you head over to www.hemp&fork.com. All right, now I think we have Royal here and ready.
I'm back.
You're back. I've been waiting. So what are the ingredients in front of you? What do you have?
I'm going to use 4 cups of water, 1 cup of hemp hearts, 3 dates, and some chocolate, and a dash of pink salt, and some cinnamon.
Some cinnamon? Okay, may I ask a quick question about the chocolate? What kind of chocolate is best for making the chocolate hemp milk?
I have organic dark chocolate, and the reason why I'm putting dates in there is to make it more sweeter.
Okay, all right. Well, I cannot wait. You can go ahead and start mixing. What do you put in the blender first? Any particular order?
Water, the 4 cups of water in first. And then I put in the hemp parts.
So how many tablespoons of hemp hearts will we use?
Supposed to use a full cup of tablespoons.
1 cup. 1 cup of the hemp hearts, correct? Yes.
That's for the whole thing. That's the whole thing. The whole thing.
Okay, okay. And those are the dates? Okay, so when you're selecting your dates, is there a special type of date that you need? Because I know that the dates have a seed, correct? Do they need to be pitted, or like what kind of date would be best to use?
And I'm making this for multiple days.
Okay. How long does the hemp milk last?
I'm using pitted dates.
Okay. That's important because there's a seed inside, correct? If you don't select the pitted dates.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many days will the hemp milk last that you're creating?
2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days? Okay. So it'll stay fresh for 2 to 3 days, but do you normally go through it sooner than that?
You have to shake it up every time.
Oh, okay. And why is that?
So, because sometimes if you leave it in the fridge overnight, you might see some layers, right? So you'll see like the white milk on top, and then some brown kind of watery in the middle, and then some more milk, right? So you have to shake it up to mix it back together.
Okay. All right.
Milk on me.
Okay. So I know that that is going to be absolutely delicious. Tell us the various ways that you like to enjoy your chocolate hemp milk.
I would put it in my cereal.
In your cereal? Oh my gosh, I've never heard of such a thing. That sounds amazing. I'm sure people will gladly try that. Chocolate milk in your cereal? I don't think my mom ever let me do that. But something as healthy as chocolate hemp milk, maybe she would have obliged. Okay, so in your cereal, are there other ways that you like to enjoy your chocolate hemp milk?
I would put it in my Milo.
Milo. Now, what's Milo?
It's like a chocolate kind of drink.
Okay. Okay. So you add your chocolate hemp milk to your Milo, which has a chocolate
like
flavor.
A warm hot tea.
Oh, okay. I got you. So that sounds amazing. Do you like to enjoy that in the morning or at night?
Either one.
Either one? Okay. All right. You can go ahead and blend. Now, while he is blending his chocolate hemp milk, we'll just wait a few minutes, a few seconds for that before his big reveal. Yes, he has done an amazing job. I can't wait to try it. I make hemp milk for my daughter all the time, but I've never added chocolate. And I will have to challenge myself to add the organic dark chocolate instead of yummy Cadbury milk chocolate, because I don't think it would be as healthy. But okay, are you ready for us, Mr. Royal Range? Okay, I think he has his cereal right there, and he's going to pour a little bit over his cereal. Is it still mixing? Okay, I couldn't see that. Maybe it is still mixing. So, okay, well, I guess the 55-year-old, you had to go. So we won't be sending you your parts, but we have one more bag. If someone send us the first person to send the Hemp and Fork Facebook page a DM after Crystal and Bianca, we will add your name to the list and send you a bag as well. So now it looks like, okay, my eyes were playing tricks on me. Mr. Royal Range is ready, and it looks like he has his cereal there.
Yeah, I let the chocolate hemp milk blend for a little bit longer so then I don't have to strain it.
Okay. Wow. That sounds like an amazing midnight snack. So I'll let my husband know about that since he's the midnight snacker in the house. He has a healthy option. Is it as good as you remember? Okay, I think that's a yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the chocolate hemp milk recipe. For those who didn't catch it, we will make sure that gets up on our we'll make sure it gets up on our Instagram and the website at a later date. So again, you can find many recipes on our website at hempandfork.com. Now, in closing, Royal, you have the honor of let's tell the folks who watch this show today what's two things that we want families to know. What are two things we want families to take away from this entire session? What do we want them to know about using hemp foods?
Whenever you cook or bake something, make sure you do it from the heart.
Well said, sir. Well said. Make sure you do it from the heart. All right, everyone. That is our show. This has been Cooking from the Heart with our mini chefs. I think someone may be available with Royal to make a cameo so we can. All right. Hello.
Hi, Danielle.
How are you?
Pleasure.
And who are you hugging Mr. Royal Range?
I am Royal's mom, unschooling mom. My name is Tamika Range, and I am the sidekick for Eric Range. And we are happy to watch them behind the scenes because they're always helping out in the kitchen with Dad. So to see them here doing their magic on camera, I'm so elated.
Oh my
this
gosh.
was super awesome. Super awesome just to see. We've done this show a couple of times, but Danielle, you have been a new addition to the Hemp and Fork team, and we just love you and everything you bring to the table. And you brought this idea of doing this with kids, and I'm telling you, I have been cheesing. I've been behind scenes the entire time, just literally cheesing, watching all of the kids, the Ramirez kids and everybody. This has just been awesome, man. And I think for me, it's very special to make sure that my kids are involved in this because they're already a part of the business behind the scenes many times, helping me, send out shipments and so on. So to get them out in front of the camera and let them kind of showcase their skills, man, this was really special. And so I'm proud of both of them. They did an awesome job. And thank you to everybody who, follows Hemp and Fork and, our progression as a company and everything. We just thank you all just for joining us. And thank you, Danielle, for being such an amazing host.
Yes, and I want to send a special shout out to the Ramirez family. I follow you guys on Instagram. Your children are beautiful. And thank you so much for allowing all of our children to cook together this evening.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Everyone go out and support this beautiful family and their company, hempandfork.com. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will see you next month. Bye, everyone.